It's supposed to be a mirror image.
We can start over if you want.
Can we Oh, we're live!
Nah.
Crap.
Happens all the time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Atheist Experience. We are live. I'm your host, Matt Delaney. Joining me this week, Martin Wagner.
Howdy.
What's glad?
To me, I don't really paint religion as the all-evil, all-encompassing, evil-motivating system that is the direct cause for all the aggression in the world.
Well,
I don't see that at all.
Yeah, I hope we haven't given you the impression that our views are quite that simplistic.
No, and actually, no, you don't. And atheism itself can be vulnerable to political ideologies that can inspire people to aggressive acts. And
actually, no, it can't.
Well, I think it can, because I think once you don't believe in anything...
No.
That's where you're misunderstanding.
If you don't believe in any type of afterlife, you're going to embrace everything in the here and now. I think once you go down that path, what you can tend to do is embrace a political ideology that justifies imposing your will upon other people for political reasons, not religious.
But the mistake you're making is defining atheism as a belief in nothing, which is not what it is. Atheism is just a rejection of the idea of gods. It's disbelief in gods. A belief in nothing is something called nihilism, and that's an entirely different can of worms. Atheists embrace any number of widely disparate political views. Some of us are liberals, some are conservatives, many are objectivists. A few of us are Republicans. Most of us tend to be Democrats or independents. But in as much as this whole idea of, well, I don't believe in anything, so I just think I'm going to go ahead and impose stuff wreaking havoc on people. As I think Dawkins has written about this, the whole logical path from atheism to evil deeds is not really something that you can pin down as well as, because atheism by itself...
You can't get from atheism to any action, good or evil.
Because atheism just means you don't believe in any gods. It's like disbelief in unicorns. You can't draw a logical path between, I don't believe in unicorns, so I'm going to go and become a big political dictator.
Yeah,
it's only when atheism is... as we often apply it, like in our blogs and that sort of thing, when you are responding to the claims that the religious are making, whether it's radical Muslims or dominionist Christians or people who want to, impose whatever religious, ideology on the laws. Our views as atheists will come up. But the mere disbelief in gods, that's like disbelief in unicorns, and you can't get from that to, because I don't believe in this god or this unicorn or the abominable snowman or leprechauns, I'm going to go and perform these acts.
We take actions based on what we believe, not what we don't believe.
Yeah.
You can't say, because I don't believe in Zeus, I'm going to take this action. In fact, those things that often get tied to atheism, both kind of in your example and in other examples from other people, like the problem with communist Russia had nothing at all to do, it wasn't derived from atheism. It was derived from an ideology which, while godless and consistent with atheism, has nothing at all to do with atheism. You can't get from, I don't believe in a god, to any action, good, bad, or indifferent. They're all due to something else that you do believe in.
Yeah. Whereas, someone you can get from a belief in a god where someone says, A, I believe in this god, and B, I believe this god wants me to do this thing for his greater glory, then you can get from belief to action. But you can't get from saying, well, I just don't believe in that, to a similar action.
That doesn't mean I don't take actions that are consistent with atheism, because while I don't believe in a god, I do believe, and we wouldn't be overly simplistic to say that religions are the ultimate source of all evil ever. I do believe that there are some religions and some religious views that are evil and are doing harm. So because I believe that that's the case, and because I have this other belief where I actually give a damn about other people and how it may affect me as well, I'm going to speak out about it. But that's not coming from my atheism, that's coming from the belief that somebody's doing harm.
But by the same token, we're the first guys to criticize atheists who do stupid things. Because we spent the whole last episode of this show and the whole intervening week on the blog and what have you doing just that.
And his actions didn't come from atheism either.
Yeah, it came from narcissism, I do believe.
Persecution complex.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, David.
But we just wanted to clarify that point, because I think that you've, and it's understandable why you would think that way, though, because I think that's a lot of what the received information about atheism is that's floating around in our culture, that it's this sort of negative, pernicious thing, and that it equates to a belief in nothing, therefore anything goes. That's the straw man stereotype that a lot of people, especially on the far religious right, like to put out about atheism. And unfortunately, it's a meme that people pick up on, and it sounded like you had kind of picked up on it, so we wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, I didn't mean to imply that all atheists were going to go down the path to political dictatorship or aggression or anything. But, are y'all still there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
There's just a delay. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you know, I didn't want to insult you in that way, and I certainly don't believe
in fact,
that.
We appreciate you brought it up.
I know people that are atheists, and I get along fine with them because we all live in the same culture, and we have cultural norms that we all abide by, regardless of our belief. And so it doesn't really matter as long as we abide by our cultural norms. We can, you know, go to the grocery store and we can go to the restaurants and we can live side by side without conflict because we all believe in America basically in individual freedom and freedom of expression. And so as long as you're not doing something aggressive to somebody else, most people in this society won't have a problem with you.
Yeah,
and that really goes down to, you know, I didn't mean to imply that all atheists are going to embrace communism or socialism or anything.
We just wanted to clarify that you said, and even afterwards you came back and said you didn't think all atheists were going to go down that path. The point is there's no path there. But it's fine. We just wanted to clarify it because so often somebody will call in and say, you're atheist so you believe in nothing. And then after clarifying that that's not true, actually, I believe in pretty much, I'm betting, most of the same things that you do, except for this existence of a God and the things that are directly derived from that. You know, so we just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, and it's and as we said to an earlier caller, I think today, yes, it would be lovely if we lived in a world where people just. Their beliefs were personal things, strictly personal, and there was no real inclination to interfere or impose or infringe upon the rights of others, you know, based on what you believe about the world or about God or about some political ideology, etc. But we don't really live in that world, and so and we think that the healthy way to deal with those kinds of differences is what we're trying to do on this show, which is debate them and talk about them and have open discussion, and not do what you know, the guy with the gun who wandered into the church did, which is not the good way to handle differences.
But I want to be fair, so go ahead and finish, David, because we're running short on time.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I just want to say I appreciate y'all's show, and keep up the good fight for freedom, because that's really what this is all about. It's all about individual freedom and responsibilities and the rights, and I think as long as we're all in that fight together, you know, I could get into talking about God and all that, but there's no sense, because I think that's all about personal discovery and discovering what you want to embrace as an afterlife belief. And, you know, whether an atheist wants to, whether you do believe in nothing, I'm not saying atheists do, but if you do believe that we all go to dust and to nothing, or you believe in reincarnation, or whatever, as long as you're not imposing your will upon others, we should be able to get along and find the answers. So have a good one, guys.
Yep, take care.